की,
जय
भक्ति देवी की,
जय
तुलसी महारानी की,
जय
हरि नाम संकीर्तन की,
जय
समवेत भक्त वृंद की,
जय
ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की,
जय
भगवत गीता की,
जय
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि।
बोल।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
हरे
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Gurudev.
बोल।
Okay, so we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
So we are studying from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right now, we are on chapter number 13, Canto 3rd. And today we'll be discussing verse number 29 and verse number 30th. So we are going to do two verses today. And the first verse will recite to all of us will recite and then second verse only I will recite. So we'll go like that. So we'll start with verse number 29. सवज्रकूटाङ्ग निपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षी स्तनयन् उदन्वान् उत्सृष्टदीर्घोर्मि भुजैरिवार्तश् चुक्रोशयज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति सवज्रकूटाङ्गनिपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षी स्तनयन् उदन्वान् उत्सृष्टदीर्घोर्मि भुजैरिवार्तश् चुक्रोशयज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति सवज्रकूटाङ्गनिपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षी स्तनयन् उदन्वान् उत्सृष्टदीर्घोर्मि भुजैरिवार्तश् चुक्रोशयज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति. Hare Krishna. If any devotees would like to recite.
सवज्रकुठाङ्गनिपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षि स्तनयन् उदन्वान् उत्तृष्टदीर्घोर्मि भुजैर्वि इवर्तास् शुक्रोशयज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति।
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण।
Mataji. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Savajjakutanga nipata bhega Vijirna kukshi stanayan udanbhan Udrashta dirghormi bhujair ibartas Chukrosha yagnasva bhara pathi meti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Mataji.
सवज्रकूटाङ्गनिपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षिः सनयन् उदन्वान् उत्कृष्टदीर्घोर्मि भुजैरिवार्ताश्चक्रोशयज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति।
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay. So we'll move on to the synonyms. Saha, that. Vajrakuta Anga, body like great mountain. Nepata Vega, the force of diving. Vishirna, bifurcating. Kukshihi, the middle portion. Stanayan, resounding like. Udanvan, the ocean. Utsrishta, creating. Dirgha, high. Urmi, waves. Bhuje, by the arms. Eva Arthur, like a distressed person. Chukrosha, prayed loudly. Yagna Ishvara, O Master of all sacrifices. Pahi, please protect. Ma, unto me. Translation. Oh, iti thus. I forgot one word, sorry. Translation. Diving into the water like a great mountain, Lord Boar divided the middle of the ocean, and two high waves appeared as the arms of the ocean, which cried loudly as if praying to the Lord, O Lord of all sacrifices, please do not cut me into. Kindly give me protection. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharashtra Prabhupada Ki Jai. Even the great ocean was perturbed by the falling of the mountain-like body of the transcendental boar, and it appeared to be frightened, as if death were imminent. We'll move to text number 30th. Khureshura, Khureshura, Khureshura prayer, Daryam stadapa, Utparaparam, Triparurasayam, Dadarshagam tatra, Sushupur agre, Yam Jivadhanim Swayam Abhyadhatta. I will recite one more time, Mataji. Khure Shura Prayer Daryam Sadapa Utpar Param Triparu Rasayam Dadarshagam Tatra Susupasor Agre Yam Jivadhanim Swayam Abhyadhatta. Translation. Synonyms. Khure, by the hooves. Shura, prey, compared to a sharp weapon. Darayan, penetrating. Tat, that. Apaha, water. Utpara param, found the limitation of unlimited. Tri paruhu, the master of all sacrifices. Rasayam, within the water. Dadarsha, found. Gam, the earth. Tatra, there. Shushu Pashuhu, lying. Agre, in the beginning. Yam, whom. Jiva Dhanim, the resting place for all living entities. Swayam, personally. Abhya Dhatta, uplifted. Translation. Lord Boar penetrated the water with his hoofs, which were like sharp arrows, and found the limits of the ocean, although it was unlimited. He saw the earth, the resting place for all living beings, lying as it was in the beginning of creation, and he personally lifted it. Purport. The word Rasayam is sometimes interpreted to mean Rasatal, the lowest planetary system. But that is not applicable in this connection. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Earth is 7 times superior to other planetary systems, namely Tal, Atal, Talatal, Vital, Srasatal, Patal, etc. Therefore, Earth cannot be situated in Rasatal planetary system. It is described in the Vishnu Dharma, Patala Muleshwara Bhoga Samhatau, Vinyasya Padau Prithvim Cha Bhibratah, Yasyo Pamano Na Babhuva Sachuto, Mamastu Mangalya Vivradhya Hari. Therefore, the Lord found the earth on the bottom of Garbhodaka ocean, where the planets rest during the devastation at the end of Brahma's day. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam morning class. And before I start, I seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis so that I can speak what as it is, whatever is mentioned in the Shastras and nothing from my own concoction. So please bless me for that. Hare Krishna. So we are on chapter number 13th of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd. And the conversation, as we know from so many chapters, is going on between Matrimony and Mahatma Vidur. So this conversation is going, and Vidura is asking questions to Matrimony, and Matrimony is answering his questions. So even this chapter number 13 started with a question. As we remember, in the last chapter, the 12th chapter, we know Brahmaji has to populate the universes with the progeny. And before beginning to the physical creation, Brahmaji first created the 5 kinds of ignorances, which facilitate the living entity to misuse their free will. And then he created the 4 Kumaras and asked them to procreate, but they refused. They refused and they wanted to remain celibate and they refused to procreate. And then with the anger of Brahmaji, the Lord Rudra came, Shiva came, and then with him the procreation that came, that was also very devastating. Everything was getting destroyed. Uh, so weird kind of progeny was coming. So Brahmaji asked them to stop. He said, I don't need this kind of creation. He asked them to Rudra to stop. Don't do that. Rather go and do tapasya. When you're needed, you will be called. Brahmaji told that. And then Brahmaji created 10 more sons, like we know, like the names Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, different sons were created by Brahmaji. And then after that, we saw the episode of Vak, the daughter of Brahmaji came, and that incident we read. And then after that, Brahmaji created many more things. The Varnashrama Dharma, different arts and sciences were created. But Brahmaji was not satisfied with the progeny. He was not satisfied that the population was not increasing sufficiently. Even though he created the 10 sons, Marichi, Atri, the names are there, but the population was not increasing sufficiently. Brahmaji was not feeling satisfied that he's trying so much, but I don't know what to. He's not. The population was insufficiently increasing, and he became very anxious because of that reason, because this is his service. He has to do that. The service is given to him by Lord Krishna. So when we are given some service, we have to make sure we do it nicely. So Brahmaji is getting anxious that he is not able to do it completely. So he's thinking, and at that time, two personalities, two people appeared from Brahmaji. Who are they two? Swambhuva Manu and Shatrupa. The two appear from the body of Brahma, and they united and they started increasing the population. We know the 2 sons, Prevrat Maharaj and Uttanpad, and 3 daughters, Akuti, Prasuti, Dehuti, and they were born from them. And then they got married, and the population started increasing. So we see, so Brahmaji had a obstacle in doing his service, and Kumaras refused, and Rudra came, not right progeny was coming. So many obstacles, and Brahmaji continued, prayed to the Lord so that he can fulfill, he can complete the service he is given. So in that way, Manu and Shatrupa appeared from Brahmaji's body. And this chapter, chapter number 13, which we are reading, this starts with a question, which Vidurji is asking that when Manu and Shatrupa appeared, what did they do? What did they do? And in that regard only, this chapter name, as you might be knowing, is appearance of Varahadev. So we are reading from so many verses about Lord Varaha. So how Lord Varaha came into, how he appeared, what was the reason of his appearance and how he appeared. So Manu and Shatrupa, they both appeared from the body of Brahmaji, and they asked Brahmaji, Brahmaji is their father, and they asked Brahmaji, what service should we do to you? This is the duty of a son to ask the father. And being an obedient son, he asked his father Brahmaji, what is expected from me? What should I do? And Brahmaji became very happy, when seeing the behavior of his son. He became very happy because of his previous experience when Kumaras refused, and then different. He became very happy, and he blessed Manu Maharaj that you will be, because you are very good person. You are a very good person. And Brahmaji gave him three instructions. Brahmaji gave him three instructions. What are those three instructions? The first instruction is beget children similar to you in quality. Get children, but they should be like you in the quality, not like you are very good person, but children are something like different nature. So Brahma is saying beget children similar to you in quality. Then rule the earth religiously and worship the Lord through sacrifices. These three instructions were given by Lord Brahma to Manu Maharaj. Manu Maharaj agreed, and he offered obeisances to his father, and he agreed that yes, I will try to fulfill all the instructions that you have given to me. Yeah, but when Manu Maharaj uh, saw that there is no place, the earth was not in its place. So he went back to Brahmaji and said, okay, I have to do my response. The instructions you gave me, I have to do them, but there is a problem. So first problem was there. Initially, there was a problem with Brahmaji. He couldn't have enough population. So then Manu Maharaj and Shatrupa came. Now again there is a problem. And the problem is the earth is not in its place. So he went to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji is thinking, is contemplating, is thinking, what should I do now? This has to be this service has to be done through Manu Maharaj. The population has to increase, the progeny has to be created, but earth is not there in its place. And Brahmaji is thinking, and all of a sudden, what happened? From the nostril of Brahmaji, a very small boar appeared, a very small boar, a very tiny boar, the size of thumb, appeared in a very small size, but grew as a size of like a size of an elephant very quickly. And Brahmaji is thinking, what happened? What is this happening? Who is this living? Who is this being in the form of boar? He's confused. I have never seen such thing coming from like all of a sudden from my nostril came very small and then it grew so huge. Brahmaji is thinking and is getting confused, and then seeing that how he grew, and he came to conclusion that he's nothing, nobody else but Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all the Brahmanas, Devatas, and they all started offering prayers to Lord Varaha. So Lord came in the form of Vara, looks very unusual. Yeah? Like if someone is not a devotee, if someone doesn't believe in God, Krishna, yeah, the uh, the potency of the Lord, that even though Lord comes in the form of boar, or Lord can come in the form of fish, or kurma, the tortoise, or in the form of half man, half lion, any form, or a human-like form like Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. Any form Lord can come. But it doesn't affect the potency of the Lord. It's not that when the Lord comes in the form of boar, he gets the qualities of the boar. No, his Lord still remains transcendental. He's still uh, free from three modes of material nature. He still has all six opulences. So there is no, even though the Lord is assuming that form, Krishna himself is assuming that form, there is some purpose. Sometimes Lord assumes different forms for the pleasure of the devotees. Like for Prahlad Maharaj, he assumed the form of Narsinghadev. So for sometimes for the pleasure of the devotees, sometimes for killing the demons. So, but Lord can assume any form, but it doesn't affect the potency of the Lord in any way. He remains as it is. This is described in the scriptures. But if someone is less intelligent, in Bhagavad Gita also it is said that the less intelligent people won't able to understand that. If someone sees the Varha form of the Lord, the Shukar, the boar form of the Lord on the altar, and some new person comes, they might get some surprise. How come these people are worshipping boar? Usually, if someone has seen boar, they are not very clean. Yeah? They remain in dirty places, so they might get confused. But the devotees, the intelligent people, the devotees, with the help of Shastra, they can understand. With the help of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, three things, they can understand that Lord can assume any form. There is no restriction to the Lord. He can assume any form and still remain as it is. Still remain as it is. We have a very nice song which is composed by Jayadev Goswami, who is a Vaishnava poet. And this song, Dashavatar Stotram, is a part of Geet Govinda, and where it is said, this prayer is being said about all the 10 incarnations are described, but for this particular incarnation, the Varadev, it is said, Vasati dashan shikhare dharani tav lagna shashini kalank kalevan magna केशवधृता शूकर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a boar. So the boar is nothing, nobody but Krishna himself. All glories to you. The earth, which had become merged in the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. So this described why Lord Vara appeared, how he appeared, and it described that how there are spots on the moon. And usually, if there are some spots, like if someone is wearing a white dress and there are some spots, they don't look beautiful. They look very unclean. Yeah, they look, if some say yellow spots or black spots in white dress, they look very bad. They don't look good. Everyone prefers clean, nice clothes with no spots. But we see there are spots on the moon. There are spots on the moon, and those spots also looks beautiful because they are present on the moon. Because they are present on the moon. Similarly, the Lord Varaha is carrying the earth on his tusk, and the earth looks so beautiful on his tusk. Because the earth was not there. We were discussing how the earth was not there on its place, and the Lord Varahadev will pick up the earth and carry on his tusk, and the earth looks so beautiful on the tusk of Lord Varadev. So these prayers given by acharyas, Vaishnava poets are very beautiful, very nice, and we should try to learn them and sing them every day. Lord Jagannath himself, Lord Jagannath, who is Krishna, himself he loved these prayers and Gita Govinda. And there's an instance where there was a girl who was singing this prayer in one garden, and Lord Jagannath came out from his altar and went to hear these prayers. And in going to that place, his clothes got torn. And when the pujaris came in the morning, they saw that how the Jagannath's clothes are ripped from so many places, because it was revealed later by Jagannath himself that Jagannath went to hear this prayers by a girl, and when he was going, there were thorns, there were bushes, and that's why the clothes got torn. So these prayers are very important for us as a Vaishnava, and we should try to sing them every day, and which is it is very beneficial for our spiritual progress. So we see that how Lord Varaha came. Lord Varaha came from the nostril of Lord Brahma when he was thinking, where did the earth go and what should be done. He's thinking like that, and Lord Varaha came, and he very quickly grew into a very big size, very big size. And when he grew into very big size, he didn't directly jump into the Garbhodaka ocean. He didn't directly jump. He first went up high. Yeah? Like we see when we take any stone or a pebble and we throw from a height, like top more height, it comes with more force and the water splashes more. But if we take that same stone and we just go near the water and throw it in the water, the splash doesn't come. The force is not there. So Lord Varahadev went first very high, and then he jumped with the force, dived with the force into the Garbhodaka ocean. This is what is described in this 29th verse. One more point that I wanted to mention before we move forward, that this form of the Lord, even though it's very huge, but it is very pleasing to the eyes of the devotees. Very pleasing to the eyes of the devotees. But for the non-devotees, it will look fearful. That is mentioned, we read this, the form of the Lord is very pleasing to the devotees. Devotees are very happy to see this form of the Lord. But for the non-devotees, it's very fearful. In this regard, one point that when I was reading this, I remembered that when Lord Krishna entered with Balaram in the wrestling arena of Mathura, he appeared differently to different people. He appeared differently to different people. How did he appear? According to their different relationships. Like it's written in the chapter number 43 of Krishna book, to the wrestlers he appeared like a thunderbolt. To the cowherd men, Krishna, they looked him as their own kinsman. To the Nanda and Yashoda, he appeared like a loving child. To Kamsa, the king of Bhoja, he appeared like to be death personified. So, depending on your relationship to the Lord will appear. Ye yatham mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyam. If we have a loving relationship with God, the Lord will be the Lord's form will be very pleasing to us. But if someone is envious of the Lord, someone is not a devotee, envious of the Lord, that same form will be very fearful to that person. That same form. That's why Maharani Queen Kunti in Bhagavatam Canto 1 and her prayers, it is very difficult to understand you. It is very difficult to understand your form. Very difficult to understand. She says in her prayers, one of her prayers. So, Lord Vara in this huge gigantic form first went up very high, and then with a very high force he jumped into the Garbhodaka ocean, which is Garbhodaka ocean is what is Garbhodaka ocean? Garbhodaka ocean, there's a universe, there are many universes, and then Mahavishnu expands his Garbhodakshay Vishnu in each of the universe, and the Garbhodakshay Vishnu fills half of the universe with his own perspiration. This Garbhotaka ocean is not an ordinary water. It's the water from the perspiration of the Lord's body. So it's a spiritual water. It's not an ordinary water. So this Varahadev jumped with a great force into that ocean, and when he jumped, the water jumped, and the two sides water splashed up high. And Prabhupada writes that it appears that these are the two arms of ocean, and the ocean is praying to the Lord. Ocean is praying to the Lord, please protect me, please protect me. That's what Prabhupada mentions in the purport. So can ocean do that? Can ocean do that? Like, can ocean pray? So is there any instances like that? Like, can ocean pray? In Ramayan, we have seen when Lord Ram wanted to cross the ocean, he was praying to the ocean. He sat on the shore of the ocean and he prayed to the ocean for some time. And when the ocean didn't respond, uh, what happened? Lord Ram got angry. His eyes were in anger, red hot. And due to that anger, even the ocean water became hot. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The ocean water, in Ramayana also it is mentioned, the ocean water became hot due to the anger of Lord Ram's eyes. When he looked with the anger on the ocean, even the ocean water became very hot. And he came and he prayed to the Lord. He asked for forgiveness. That is also part. But here also we see the ocean, it looked as if the splash come from two sides, looked like the ocean, the two arms he's raising and asking the Lord, please protect me. So that is the 29th verse. And in the 30th verse that is we covered today, we see that how Lord entered into the Garbhodaka ocean. And this Garbhodaka ocean, uh, no one can find out the depth. It's mentioned in the, I think in the fifth canto where cosmology is mentioned about the each universe, the size of the different planetary systems, everything. The size is mentioned, but it's inconceivable. That's why it's written in the translation. He, Lord Boar penetrated the waters with his hoofs, which were like sharp arrows, and found the limits of the ocean, although it was unlimited. For living entity to find the depth of the Garbhodaka ocean is impossible. But for Lord, nothing is impossible. He went deep into the Garbhodaka ocean, and he found what? Mother Earth. Mother Earth was there. And when he saw Earth, he lifted the Earth on his tusk and brought it back up and placed it on the right place. One more thing which is mentioned in this 30th verse, which is stressed in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, is that in this shloka, if you can see, if you have accessible, the second line says, Kurheshwara, the second line says, Utpara Param Triparu Rasayam, which some commentators take this Rasayam as Rasatal. So we have 14 planetary systems in this universe, 7 higher, 7 lower, and below Earth is Tal, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, sorry, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, all these planets, Rasatal, Patal. So they're there. And some commentator says that the Earth went to Rasatal. Earth went to Rasatal. But here it is mentioned that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the Earth is 7 times superior to other planetary systems, namely Tal, Atal, Salatal, Talatal, Vital, Rasatal, Patal. So it is not possible for Earth to get settled on the Rasatal. It went deep into the Garbhodaka ocean. From there, Lord Vara lifted it. But some commentators, as I mentioned, like which are I have not read, but I have heard that some commentator mentioned that who are not in our sampradaya, they mentions that it was in Rasatal. But our acharyas clearly here clarified that it was not Rasatal. Sorry. But it was the Garbhotaka ocean, where earth went, and from there, Lord lifted the earth and placed it in the right orbit. So, and this Vara, which appeared during the time period of Swambhuva Manu, is white in color. He's called Shvetvarha. In Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, two Varas are described. The future verses will tell more details about it, but just connecting with the words of today, the Varadev, which appeared during the Swambhu Manu time period, is white in color. Is called Shvetavara. And one more Vara appeared during the sixth Manvantara, Chakshisha Manvantara. That is a different one. And at that time, the fight happened between Hiranyaksha and Lord Varadev. The Varadev, who appeared during the time period of Swambhu Manu, that time there was no fight, no Hiranyaksha, there was nothing like, no incident like that. So that time, Lord Vara just lifted the earth, placed it in the orbit, and then the pastime happened. So sometimes, as it is, there's some confusion regarding that. So in this time, like Shvetvarha, there was no fight between Hiranyaksha and Lord Varadev. Simply the lifting was there, and Lord placed the earth in its orbit. So in this way, we see how Lord Vara performed his pastime. And for the devotees, all these pastimes are very beautiful. And by reading these pastimes again and again, we get purified. Purification happens. And one time, two times, we can read it any number of times. And every time we read, we get new happiness. They give us so much of bliss. So this pastime of Lord Varadev is very beautiful, and the form of the Lord Varadev is beautiful, it's transcendental. Lord can come in any form. There is no bar, no restriction for Lord to come. We see the Lord has come in the form of fish. He came in the form of Kurma, the turtle, Narsingha, and we have seen some forms in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3. 22 incarnations of the Lord are described. But is there a limit to the incarnations of the Lord? They are unlimited. There is no limit. Only few are described here in the Bhagavatam we read. But there are unlimited incarnations, unlimited forms of the Lord, and they can be any form. But we are given some that we can read and relish, but we cannot think that these are only the forms. The Lord can have any number of forms. There is no limit to it. So with that note, I will end for today. And if there is any comment, question, anything like that, we can discuss. Hare Krishna. Is there anything? Otherwise, we'll just
Hare
end.
Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's very nicely you described how the boar went up and jumped to the water.
Yeah. Didn't just go like this. First went up high and then down.
Anything that, if you put it from the height, that affects a lot. So he did like that to jump into the water, and then he could find the earth. Otherwise, we don't know where we will be. So that is one thing. And then You're saying that God can become any avatar, any
Any form. Yeah.
any form. So that is what in the sloka, I don't know full sloka, ani or ani ansam. So he will become smaller and smallest and bigger and biggest.
Hmm.
So there is no explanation for that. That
Hmm.
is Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes. Yeah.
That
That's
belief we have to have.
yeah. That like Mother Kunti says in her prayers that it's very difficult to understand you.
That's very difficult.
Yeah.
He can
Although you're
become
unborn,
small.
but you take birth.
Yeah.
So although you're not supposed to do any activity, but you do activity. So her her prayers, she mentioned that it's very difficult to understand you. And we see practically, we see people raise so many doubts about Lord. Like they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, why did Lord do this?" They don't understand who is Krishna, who is God, and then they raise so many questions.
Yeah.
That is
So
out of
many
their
questions are there.
foolishness. Krishna calls those people less intelligent people.
That's true.
Yes.
See, he came like a thumb size from Brahma's nostril and he became so big. He
Hmm.
did the purest thing. He went into the ocean and then he did the whole earth. So, how come a thumb size of person comes to from the nostril and then he became like that?
Hmm.
So, those are the things that is Supreme Personality of God had no doubt. And he did it. He can do it. He
Hmm.
can only do it. Nobody can
Yeah.
do it.
Nobody can do it. Like
Nobody can do
Varadev appeared from the nostril of Brahmaji.
it. That's what I'm saying.
Narsinghadev appeared from the pillar.
Pillar. So, how can it be possible?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the things. And tortoise, he bared all the weight of this whole thing. Tortoise holded everything. So that is something. All these avatars, he showed impossible things that only can Supreme Personality of Godhead can do. That's all I wanted to tell. I'm sorry. I'm happy.
Yes, Mataji.
A nice class you gave.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone else who would like to share something?
Yes, I was just thinking how even Lord Brahma didn't know what was going on and how Krishna was using him for the purposes. And if Lord Brahma can be bewildered and when confused and what's happening, it brings a big reflection to me is like, who am I? I mean, why should, little things, try to understand. I mean, I just can't, just, so that was a takeaway for me.
Hmm.
The class was
Yeah.
that one.
So Lord Brahma, like Brahmaji, he don't know. Like, and many times we read the past times, we read that Brahmaji has some confusion, and what he does at that time, he prays to the Lord. He prays to the Lord. So we also go through so many situations, and as you're mentioning, like it's hard for us to understand, and the only shelter is praying to the Lord. And when we pray to the Lord, Krishna gives us intelligence. Uh, because Krishna can only give us the right intelligence. There is no one else who can give us. Krishna and his pure devotees. So we pray to the Lord. We seek the shelter of the pure Vaishnava, pure devotees, and when we do that, we get the right intelligence, and then using that we can act further. Yeah. So as you said, like yes, um, if Brahmaji has that situation, who are we? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Yes, absolutely. That's it.
That's what he tells in the sloka. Now I'll give you remembrance and I'll give you forgetfulness. All these things I will give you, he says.
Mm.
So when it is necessary, he gives us remember. That's what I pray every time. If I forget something, don't give me this forgetfulness, Krishna. Please give me my something intelligence. So I usually get back what I was waiting for. So that is Krishna always says that I will give you everything. You just pray. Keep faith on me.
Yeah, that's full surrender should be there.
Full surrender.
Yeah. That's full Sharanagati. Sarvdharmana parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. That Krishna says himself. If there is a full surrender, Krishna says you don't need to fear. Do not fear. Krishna assures, Ma Shucha, do not fear, but just surrender unto me. So, if we surrender into the Supreme Lord, we have full faith, and Krishna definitely give us remembrance and forgetfulness of the things which we need to forget. Sometimes we think, oh, we need remembrance yet, but there are some things which we should forget also, which are not favorable for our bhakti.
That's true.
So, the forgetfulness is also needed sometimes, I feel.
Very much needed.
Yeah, because there are impressions within us from so many lifetimes. There's so many impressions which are in our consciousness, which keeps on bothering us.
That's
We
true.
want to get rid of them. We want to get rid of them. And Krishna can do so. Krishna can do that. So we want to forget all the things which are not favorable for our bhakti.
That's it.
And just remember what is favorable for our bhakti. So we need both remembrance and forgetfulness. And Krishna is the only one who can give remembrance and forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes we feel forgetting something is bad quality. Like we feel, I'm forgetting, but some things forgetting is good also.
Good also.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. So if there is no one else, we'll stop for today and we'll continue tomorrow with the next session. So Hare Krishna.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Vasindobhya Evacha
Patitanam
Patanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Namo Namo.
Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वंद की जय, शिला
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल.
Hare
हरे कृष्ण.
Krishna. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी.